Welcome to another episode of Dodging Madmen and Condemning Inappropriate Contact. See, red is wrong in here, and I slow down not to return the favor to red. Blue is having some exciting time, so we're gonna give them room to be excited. I'm coming slightly from behind, so active dodging is appropriate. And check whether the madman is gone yet. From behind, purple is taking really small margins and gets very slight contact. Unclear who's in the wrong. Keeping a separate line means that disagreements over braking time don't end up in slams. Not driving optimal, but we aren't clear. Red is in the wrong and grey is in the wrong. Red ends up eating up all the karma and I slow down not to rack up any more. Then, in the end of the straight, purple keeps the driving line despite grey going madman in front of him. And purple is in the wrong and would have been obliged to dodge. From this and previous, keeping out of trouble seems like to be a great strategy. Another start, another wreckfest. Red is dodging somewhat. Purple is in the wrong and red is in the wrong and yellow is affected quite much. Tight margins, we are obliged to dodge and I think I managed to stay clear of contact. Flipping from right to wrong here happens very fast. Being nervous about what other cars are going to do, and I even take a suboptimal line because I don't think I can trust people not to ram into me. I think I could be an asshole in the right by just jamming right into the drive line, but clearly wrong against yellow, so giving room and active dodging is very appropriate. Couldn't take the chicane correctly, so people from behind have higher speed into the straight. At the end of the straight, it's a pair of duels, which is very exciting, until yellow is carried away by the interaction and forgets that there's a turn and forgets to dodge people. Red suffers catastrophically by being a victim. When you don't wait for a clear opening, then this stuff like this happens. Now the pressure gap is to be made small again. With great placement comes greater jungle adventures. I don't have confidence that yellow sees around appropriately, so I'm going into weeds voluntarily. But yellow manages to come brush from behind white anyway. White has priority, so need to go a little wide. Chances that everybody takes the chicane correctly are pretty low, so exciting things happening. Now we got off mostly with a scare. Purple have a challenge of madman dodging. Does it mostly by slowing down, we catch up because we don't have to. And then it's about who has priority for the next turn. With less mad people, the margins don't need to be so wide, although minor contact is still very wrong. Not quite enough difference to properly try to undertake. But not too much disruption. But for the straight, I know that I brake much more better in this. It still comes a bit short for be an undertake so that I would have priority. Luckily purple the backs off didn't need to. Purple goes for underpass, we give enough room but then see the opportunity to give it right back. And priority respecting means no surprise slams. Giving room early means we don't have to slow down much when exciting things happen. In the jungle adventures, keeping track of everything means keeping track of lots of things. I guess purple has priority, so let's give him the room, but people don't give us the room we deserve. I needed to be an asshole in return for an asshole taking my room. But that didn't work out because not everybody sees enough. The back red is in the wrong, and all the different opinions multiply to slow down so we can't take the drive line. Now the solid red car is an IAI, which means they don't complain that much if they have a little brushing. It's still a dangerous business, but I'm eager to make way in this jungle in order to have more driving to be done. And have to keep focus because we would be in the wrong, even if people are surprising. When there's no clear overtake path, just need to keep patience and not wreck everything. In the straights, the differences are a bit predictable, with turns, differences, but an actual need for room, and the chicane brings out the differences. Part of the challenge is predicting whether they will have an opinion where they are not in my way or not. Slight speed difference leads to me looking over my shoulder constantly, and giving room for them to take the corner wrongly pays off at this junction. And because we are more than demo drivers, we have access to other courses, which we don't have driven so much. Having this data what the patterns are means leaving more margins. Also, having to dodge constantly the person means that there's time constantly being lost on not being able to drive alone. And the greater challenges lead to more variation, and this time giving room was absolutely the correct thing to do. Both from keeping car on the road and being correct senses. Purple doesn't respect the undertake totally. Being safe early means less need to be safe later, but here we are double safe and it kinda costs. The advice is to hug this corner, but the stripes is not dodging. Guessing what the madman is going to do, we leave enough room in order to not have contact. And later predict the nature of the error in we get passed without contact. And we are back to the nightmare corner. Yeah, I'm just paying attention too much to the yellow. So I'm totally wrong in a catastrophic way against purple. Yet somehow it ends up we are the survivors of the corner. I do think we reset after this because of so much. The race is ruined, mostly started by me. Challenge of giving the freedom of them to be exciting without slowing down too much. The differences on the formulas on brakes are somewhat greater, so that it's another layer of excitement to the already exciting chicane. The penalty of not clearing the jungle fast is to sit behind people. And I feel confident that I'm the more brazen and more skillful braker. Helps to see the car in mirror behind. The dodging with the braking and accelerating gets a little more smooth over time. It starts very jerky. And always the dilemma whether to try to undertake, give room, or be safe early. Having such a large difference in opinion when to brake makes very exciting times. And occasionally on new cars I'm actually wrong about the braking power. Still manage to be safe about it and not touch walls. I'm not the only one also who's wrong about it occasionally.